forces staff were rescued, noting that the error was not deliberate. He said the army has doubled efforts in the pursuit of the terrorists, while search and rescue is still ongoing to ensure safe return of the remaining troops and members of the exploration team. The Nigerian army condoles with the families of all that lost their loved ones and counts on the goodwill and support of the populace in volunteering valuable information that could help in the search and rescue operation. Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and Governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, says there is no need for worry about the declaration of some youths asking a particular group of Nigerians to vacate the North. Governor Shettima made this known to newsmen shortly after meeting with the leadership of the Coalition of Northern Youths at the Borno State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
This declaration by the Northern Youth Group asking Southeasterners residing in the North to leave by October this year has received mixed reactions from Nigerians who believe that the unity of the country is not negotiable. Arising from the recently concluded meeting of Northern Governors in Kaduna, Governor Kashim Shettima, as chairman, met with the group on behalf of the 19 governors. Deliberations was behind closed doors.
We have come to a common understanding on the challenges confronting us as a people, because a political problem needs a political solution. Criminalizing them, harassing them, intimidating them will not find solutions to our challenges. They hold us in the highest esteem. They have agreed to review their decision. We'll follow it up to its logical conclusion, and inshallah in the next couple of days we are going to get good news from them.
Spokesperson of the group, Abdulaziz Suleiman, described the meeting as a bold step towards a peaceful resolution of issues at stake.
This is the first time we are meeting publicly with any leader collectively. So we believe this is a major step, and we will go on with our consultations.
The group is expected to make further consultations with other relevant organizations and interest groups with a view to have a virile, united and peaceful Nigeria. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
As the world celebrates Day Against Human Trafficking, individuals and groups have been advised to work towards eradicating the scourge in Nigeria, Africa, and the world as a whole. Basi Itaikpang in this special report takes a look at the effect of human trafficking and the efforts at eradicating the menace.
Trafficking in persons, which is recognized as a serious violation of human rights, has grown to become a widespread and profitable transnational organized crime. The scale of the scourge, according to WHO, indicates that at least 3 million people globally are in situations of forced labor as a result of trafficking.
This event provides a platform for all stakeholders to continue their human trafficking conversation, appraise the effectiveness of our joint efforts to stem the tide of human trafficking.
With all this awareness creation that we are doing, people still want to venture. They still want to go. And many today, every day they die in the Mediterranean Sea.
In Nigeria, several fora to mark the day brainstormed on the effects of the scourge and the way forward.
Affect the future of my fellow young people. So that is why we had to engage in the fight against human trafficking, and basically to engage my fellow young people in combating human trafficking.
The NTA has been at the forefront in pursuing the need to defend Nigerians against human trafficking. We cannot relent until we achieve the purpose.
They stress the need for the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the Economic Community of Central African States to come together as a matter of urgency to review the 2006 Plan of Action to stop the increasing flow of irregular migration from West and Central Africa. Basi Taikpang, NTA News.
Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has enjoined the public to give hope to victims of human trafficking by reporting any known case. The minister, who said this at a seminar held in Abuja to commemorate the 2017 International Day Against Trafficking in Persons, noted that this will ensure that perpetrators of the crime are prosecuted. Chukunonso Nwabweze has that.
The phenomenon of human trafficking is usually likened to modern-day slavery, executed through the use of force, deceit, fraud, or death bondage aimed at taking control of lives of vulnerable persons, especially women and children, for financial gains. As the world marks yet another International Day Against Trafficking in Persons, participants at this seminar organized by the Federal Ministry of Justice in collaboration with the National Agency for the Prevention of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and other international organizations made a strong case for global cooperation in prosecuting perpetrators of human trafficking.
Corruption as well as human trafficking are two vices that are being considered with all the seriousness they deserve in terms of enhancement of legislations, in terms of enforcement and sanctions.
It is an international problem. So I would like us to lend our voice to this so that the Europeans can begin to prosecute the collaborators, the European collaborators that are conspiring with the Nigerian traffickers.
Events such as this, many here believe, will go a long way in drawing the attention of the public on the situation of victims of human trafficking.
We are to win the war against human trafficking. We must continuously fine-tune our legal frameworks to keep pace with the ever-changing antics of devious traffickers.
And migration has always been a very important factor within the texture and fabric of African societies.
The seminar has elimination of human trafficking, advocates for prosecuting agencies and the public as its theme. In Abuja, Chukunonso Nwabweze, NTN News.
And now to matters concerning agriculture. 121 youths in the FCT have been trained in fishery, poultry, and other agricultural initiatives by the Fadama 3 project. Kunle Adeyeye reports that the scheme is keying into the federal government's food security program and job creation.
Mohamed Shaba is a microbiologist and wife of Monarch of Gwagwalada, who says she has empowerment and food security on her mind. However, her inability to get a job has kept her idle for some years. With this training, her dream of being self-employed to support her home has been kick-started.
So you can as well sit at home, cross your leg while taking your juice, and a lot of things will be going on your farm.
The story of Lucky Igbokwe, who holds a BSc in Education Administration, is not far from Fatima's.
Agriculture is an alternative to oil. Nigeria will be depending on oil, but agriculture is next to oil.
Like Fatima and Lucky, the search for white-collar jobs for these graduates appear to be coming to an end after a 2-week training in agro-business, courtesy of the Fadama 3 project. Sam Alabi is one of the officials from the National Fadama office. He says for them is about the ripple effects of this training for economic empowerment of the youth population.
As youth, you have the energy, and this is the time that you need to use this energy. And we are counting on you in the FCT.
Look at the farming population in the country. It's aging. Most of the people engaged in agriculture are old.
The trained graduates will start assessing grants in 2 weeks to enable them start putting their knowledge to tests. In Abuja, Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
Still on the youths. Spokesperson to the acting president, Laolu Akonde, says the Buhari administration will encourage young people with viable ideas, including those who apply their gifts and talents to promote the unity of the nation. Mr. Akonde stated this when he received a Nigerian international classical artist based in the United States, Abiodun Koya. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Ms. Abiodun Koya was on a courtesy call to the office of the acting president to present a new song, Lift Up Nigeria, composed towards the celebration of Nigeria's 57th Independence Day anniversary.
Like the acting president has said over and over again, and the president, actually, it's important for us to continue to project, the unity of this country, that we are better when we are together. the strength of Nigeria is in its diversity. That is why our office is supporting your project, to promote this song, especially around Independence anniversary, and whatever we can do as a government to support causes like yours, we will be willing to do it. And we encourage young Nigerians, we encourage talented Nigerians, we encourage artists, everyone, pitching in, using their skills, using their talents to advance Nigeria's unity.
In her response, Ms. Koya says she hoped that our song would give Nigerians hope.
We are the giant of Africa. We are the trendsetters in everything: fashion, business, politics, whatever it is. They look up to us. So let us appreciate what we have.
She said despite traveling to many countries of the world, she is still moored to her cultural backgrounds in Nigeria, which have had great impact on her act. Jide Onifade, NT News.
And now to religious matters. FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello has challenged the officials of Nigerian Muslim pilgrims to this year's Hajj to conduct the affairs of the pilgrims with the fear of Allah, as they are also required to give account to the government. The minister stated this when he represented the acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, at the inaugural airlift of the pilgrims to Saudi Arabia at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Abdullahi Musa Suleja reports.
Pillar of Islam that is obligatory on every sane Muslim that is healthy and financially capable at least once in his or her lifetime. Alhaji Muhammad Bello commended all those agencies that have given their contributions to the point of the airlift.
You can never really say it is done until all pilgrims go to Saudi Arabia, have an acceptable Hajj, and come back safely.
Do not engage in things that cause enmity between you and other pilgrims, because that vitiates your pilgrims.
Minister of State Foreign Affairs Hadiza Bukar Abba Ibrahim, representative of the Sultan of Sokoto and Emir of Bauchi, Executive Secretary of Christian Pilgrims Commission, Reverend To Uja, and the owner of Abaji, Alhaji Adamu Baba Yunusa, told the pilgrims to know that they must not do anything that is not prescribed by the religion. Chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Abdullahi Mukhtar, said services to the pilgrims is in line with the change agenda of the government. 480 pilgrims, including officials from FCT, were the first batch that departed this afternoon. The airlift continues from other departure centers across the country to be completed on the 23rd of August. Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
4 new bishops have been consecrated by the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion with the charge to lead those committed to their care in proclaiming the gospel of salvation. Ayomika Ajibola reports that the Archbishop Metropolitan and Primate of all Nigeria, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, presided over the consecration.
The consecration of 4 new bishops, which took place at the Cathedral of St. James the Great, Okebola, Ibadan, was witnessed by church members and well-wishers. The bishop and their diocese are Bishop Emmanuel Morrison, Diocese of Maiduguri, Bishop Emmanuel Adekola, Diocese of Igbomina, Kwara State, Bishop Stephen Fagbemi, Diocese of Owo, Ondo State, and Bishop Emmanuel Onsachi, Diocese of Okene, Kogi State. Nigeria Primate Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, who presided over the consecration, advised them to be good ambassadors of the church.
They must go out as people who are prepared to pay the sacrifice of leading people. They should give our people servant leadership.
In a sermon which preceded the consecration, Right Reverend Samuel Showali admonished the new bishop to regard their new assignment as a call to duty and not opportunity to do otherwise. He called on the new bishop to live up to their responsibilities by preaching the true word of God, which, according to him, can make great impact in their ministerial assignments. Some of the new consecrated bishops expressed their happiness.
I believe that the Spirit of God is going to open doors of His favor, even for the land as a whole and Kogi State in general.
We have the commitment that we will serve the Lord, serve our generation, and we'll be faithful in this new phase of our ministry.
And I'm humbly challenged that I have to carry the duty to God and to humanity.
Members of the church from far and near, including the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, attended the service. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
Meanwhile, at another church service, Nigerians were urged to live together in love for peace, unity, and national development. This was part of the message delivered by Reverend Levi Johnson, senior pastor, Assemblies of God Church in Abuja, at a Thanksgiving church service. The ancient Greeks called love the madness of the gods, but Reverend Levi Johnson describes love as honesty, trust, and mutual respect. And it also means differences can be worked out for sustainable peace to reign in the country.
Love is the oil that drives life, development, peace, whatever that is good comes out of love. So love is the key that opens all doors.
The Bible makes it clear that love is tolerant, love is caring, love is forgiving. And I know that if we abide these principles of love, this country will be a better place for us.
Honestly, the woman is the umbrella that covers the man and the children. You stand in between, you bring them together.
Praise and thanksgiving, prayers and worship were rendered to God Almighty for his great love for humanity and Nigeria as a country. The governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, has challenged Christians to intercede for Nigerian leaders, owing to the fact that intercession procures for all a life of peace, security, and self-worth. He gave the challenge at the inauguration of Elohim Christian International Church, Abuja. Obiageli Ugoke has the details.
Ifeanyi Okowa commended the senior pastor of the church, Bishop Fidelis Akem, for making the building of the cathedral possible in the midst of the present economic challenges. He also commended the leadership of the church for their vision and generosity.
It is their duty and the duty of all members of the church, which has to be driven by them spiritually, to ensure that all Christians, all ministers continually pray for our nation.
The acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, was represented by the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Osani Uguru Osani.
We say that 3 days are the last day, the day of your death. But for us that know there is life eternal, the day that is greatest in our birthdays is that one that we shall stand before the Lord for a reward.
Bishop Fidelis Akem said the building of the church began in February 2014, having gone through several challenges in getting the right place of worship.
It's a gift from God, and I'm grateful to God that He has given me the grace and the privilege to live on planet Earth in a season like this.
Elohim Christian Center International is a church arm of Elohim Gospel Outreach Ministries, which was founded in 1993. Obiageli Ugoke, NTA News.
And now sports. The recent decisions by CAF to have an expanded AFCON Championship from the next edition in 2019, with a date moved to June-July of any championship a year, has continued to attract mixed reactions by pundits. NTA Thursday night sports talk show program, The Sports Parliament, offered the parliamentarians the opportunity to give their different perspectives on the decision. Henry Efium has the details.
Football in Rabat, Morocco, for its first ever African Football Symposium. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, was bound to generate a lot of excitement by the end of the two-day Congress. CAF went ahead to expand the number of participating countries in the AFCON finals from 16 to 24 teams from the next edition in Cameroon 2019. Expectedly, this elicited a lot of reactions from parliamentarians when they met Thursday night on the Sports Parliament. It was a mixed feeling of optimism and reservations.
CAF knows exactly why they want to do this. They are going to get much more money. Some very small teams in Africa have hosted the African Cup of Nations. We all thought they probably might not be able to host. Once you have a plan in place, there's not a problem.
It means that there'll be more eyeballs to the games. And if there are more eyeballs, it means that more monies will be made.
It's an elite tournament. When you are having a situation where
rather than having just under 30% going to the Nations Cup, you're going to be having an average of 42-43% of African teams going to the African Cup of Nations. And it's no longer a tournament for the elite.
On moving the dates of the AFCON Championship from January, February of any championship year to June, July to suit the European football calendar, the panelists made the following observations.
This new arrangement appears to favor, in my opinion, African players, getting good jobs because they will be on vacation to African Cup of Nations, same time as their clubs are not fully engaged.
I am of the opinion that caution should be the watchword. I still maintain that CAF ought to have staggered this.
From Lagos, Henry Ifyum, NTA News.
Still talking sports, Nigerians at the 3rd Lagos International Badminton Classics vow to improve on their performance in the next edition. Adeola Omokivie has more on Sports Update.
The International Badminton Classics rounded off Saturday in Lagos, and for the first time, Nigerians did not only participate, they also got to the finals in the men and women doubles events.
If we can have more sponsors that will sponsor tournaments or go for tours, we can do better than that.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode, who was represented, said the state will continue to support the development of all sports.
It's a way of boosting the morale of our young ones, that they can definitely make it.
And for the Badminton Federation,
for some of them, they've not played an international before, and they are playing it for the first time, and it's a good exposure.
The men's singles was won by Rao Chittaboyna of India. The women's singles champion was Thilini Hendehawa of Sri Lanka. Team Oluyole of Ibadan has become the 12th team in the Nigerian Communications Commission Tennis League Cup. In the playoff at the National Stadium in Lagos, they defeated Team Anambra and Team Police College to get the required 2 points.
So everything is in place.
The main event will officially serve off with Team Civil Defense taking on Team Moila on Saturday in Abuja. The draws for the West African Football Union tournament, which held last Thursday in Ghana and pitched Nigeria in Group A alongside host Ghana, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Mali, Mauritania, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, has been described as the best opportunity to expose the home-based Super Eagles ahead of a CHAN tournament to be hosted in Kenya next year. The Nigerian Football Federation Director of Competitions, Bola Oyeyode, told NTA Sports in Accra that the tournament will enable the technical crew select the best players for the CHAN.
As they are playing chance, there will be a chance to equally develop well in this one.
We used to develop all levels of football in our zone.
Nigeria's opening match at the WAFU tournament is against Sierra Leone. The Nigerian Police female basketball team, nicknamed the IGP Queens, that won the 3rd place of the Women Basketball League after 5 years of trying, say they are going to perform better at the World Police and Fire Games in Los Angeles starting from the 7th to 16th August 2017.
We are not only going to represent the Nigerian Police, we are going to represent Nigeria in general.
The Nigerian Police team will be competing in 9 sports. With Sports Update, Adeola Omokivie, NTA News.
And now a quick check on the weather forecast for Monday.
Welcome to the weather segment. We expect pockets of activities to prevail over the north and also part of the central state, places like Abuja, Ilorin, Minna, Kaduna and Nasarawa. Cloudiness over the inland cities of the south, except Enugu axis where thunderstorm is anticipated, while light rains are not unlikely over the coast. Later in the afternoon-evening period, the northeast, part of the northwest, the central state, and the inland cities may witness thunderstorms while light rains are anticipated over the coast. Have a lovely week ahead. I'm Sefia Sayunusa. Let's take a look at temperature details across the major cities.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Becky awaits you in Lagos with a mouth-watering dish of stories on Newsline, but that will be right after the break. Stay with us.
Going up? Of course you are. And why not? With Glow Internet, built on Africa's largest wholly owned metro fiber network, the sky is, well, it is rather unlimited. Up is upbeat, seamlessly. Up is quick and easy access to all your favorite apps and entertainment. And there is no downside on a network committed to upping your fun and productivity. Get quick on the uptake, my friend, and upset the odds in your favor. Because on Glow, up isn't an upgrade. It is the upgrade. Going up? These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. The largest data network. Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one, I dey buy. Standard, we size. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office when near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Abroad we come. Oh, abroad we come. Abroad we come, oh, abroad we come.
Nigeria's #1 best private university in Google's Scholar ranking, Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, invite applications for admission to the 2017-2018 academic session. Postgraduate and undergraduate programs are available in colleges of agriculture, engineering, law, medicine and health sciences, sciences and social and management sciences. For detailed information on criteria for admission, UTME requirements, foundation programs, direct entry, inter-university transfer, change of institution, form selling point, and post-UTME screening exercise, visit www.abua.edu.ng or call 081-2777-2121, 080-344-02771 or 080-3350-9150.
Abua, a vision in motion.
Wow! August meeting is here again. Imolites, get ready for an awesome time as Her Excellency Ugo Noma Nkechirocha Zukorocha, PhD, welcomes women from all walks of life to Imo for August meeting 2017 with a theme, Women, Building Bridges of Friendship Across the Niger. So, on the 3rd of August 2017, Imo will be on the center stage as Hero Square will be agog with thousands of Imolites and Nigerians to welcome the special guest of honor and mother of the day, Her Excellency Hajia Aisha Buhari, wife of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Time 9 a.m. Convener, Her Excellency Ugo Noma Nkechirocha Zukorocha, PhD. Chief host, His Excellency Owele Anayorocha Zukorocha, the Executive Governor of Imo State. 2017 August meeting. Come, let's promote peaceful coexistence, very strength and unity.
Welcome to the new world of superb taste, now here in Nigeria. Everyone, try it and enjoy the delicious goodness. We are bringing our new noodles to every corner of the country. That's right, it tastes great. It tastes fantastic. It's time for a new noodle. Nigeria, you want the truly delicious taste? Come and get it! Be supreme, Nigeria.
Bros, are they find correct words? Huh?
See the shop for that side.
Auntie, look all that. Where be correct words? Now the shop be done, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes. It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka Kunkere Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to go spoil.
Your whistle! Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blood. Come on, come.
Thank you for coming.
Show first.
Come. Not only you the circular for this market. Why be say only your shop everybody come? I just want blow whistle. I go blow something. This is not be whistle blowing matter. Now empty goodie bag.
What be MTN goodie bag? With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market, enter another level. Whether not for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial star 131 hash to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
Want to buy Indomie noodles? 4 packs, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Thanks for staying on the line. We begin Newsline tonight on a business note. Nigeria's business environment is set to compete with the rest of the world. This is because the Ease of Doing Business initiative of the federal government and the executive order have received the blessing of those who are currently implementing it. Vera Chumba says the commitment, zeal and dedication shown by public officers in the effort to drive the process is highly commendable and worthy of emulation.
Artificial barriers and difficult operating environment are perhaps major inhibitive factors stifling Nigeria's economy. Foreign investors, local entrepreneurs and experts before now had lamented the difficulties in doing business in Nigeria compared to other parts of sub-Saharan Africa. But all that is now history. The federal government, through the issuance of executive order, is taking pragmatic steps to remove critical bottlenecks and bureaucratic constraints that clog the wheel of doing business in Nigeria. The federal government has set machinery in place with the establishment of the Presidential Enabling Business Council. The council has drawn up a 60-day national plan of action in the areas of entry and exit of goods, entry and exit of people, government transparency and procurement, and to deliver tangible results for SMEs in Nigeria. This effort is expected to help improve Nigeria's ranking on the Ease of Doing Business Index in 2018. The executive order is seen by stakeholders as a good policy, which is coming to fill the gap which port reforms started 11 years ago has not been able to address.
All of us have agreed today that we must give it a chance, we must work towards it so that we have the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
The emphasis now is to kind of create some level of awareness, just like advertise for that. The need for people to be compliant in following up the rules of engagement.
The impact of the policy is beginning to reflect on the business environment by the recent slash on the period required for the perfection of import and export documentation. Stakeholders, ministries, parastatals and agencies have embraced the policy with commitment. The Nigerian Authority (NPA), which has instituted certain measures to fast-track the implementation of the order.
Access into the port is limited to only people that have valid port access cards. So even if you have a pass, you're required to provide evidence of doing a genuine business in the port before you're able to have access into the port. Collapsing the respective operations of all agencies of government into one unit, we've made significant progress on that. It has now culminated into all of us working as a single unit.
One major shortcoming is the speed in the clearance of cargo at the ports and the unwieldy documentation process. Comptroller at Papa Area Command of Nigeria Customs Service, Jibrin Musa, speaks on the implementation of the executive order.
The Customs Examination Center is meant actually to bring all stakeholders, operating within the port to a one single platform. It affords the stakeholders the opportunity to now go to the examination bay to examine containers. We expose our officers, to serious capacity updating.
The Senate had given attention to some of the 11 key priority bills designated to reposition the Nigerian economy. However, one major bottleneck yet to be addressed is the deplorable state of the roads leading to the nation's ports. Though the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has signed an MOU for the repair of the roads, the stakeholders feel that no meaningful reform initiative would take place until the roads leading to the ports are repaired.
Change is indeed sweeping across all sectors. Things are getting better. Next, one said it was her mother who pushed her to the brink and forced her to go search for greener pastures abroad, even without proper documents. Others tell other tales. The bottom line is they embarked on the most regrettable journey of their lives to a place where they say is definitely hell on earth. One even said she was an undergraduate in Nigeria before she threw it all away to embark on this senseless journey to Libya, where she almost got killed. They returned home voluntarily during the week and landed in Lagos, where Annie Daniels met and interacted with them.
One after the other, they disembarked from the aircraft. The expression on their faces show they are relieved to be back home, sweet home. Men, women and children all have stories they say have become indelible in their memories. Stories of inhuman treatment in a land they perceived flowed with milk and honey.
You see in Nigeria now moving in the streets, they'll just catch the person and put the person in prison without nothing.
Check some of my back, I have some injury in my back. Very, very serious, critical. They beat us roughly.
This is exhaust. I'm the radiator. I was repairing their car. Somebody that teach me the work I'm doing is dead now. They shoot him, he died.
Stressing yourself, cleaning and everything. And not still you receive insult. At the end of the day, you won't get pay. You might work, then the next thing, the person will call police for you to arrest you.
Each and every one of the over 200 returnees has a solid tale to tell.
You enter just one connection, which is one halota, you see more than 300, 500 Nigerian girls.
Many of them, they do not have someone who can be responsible for their baby, because the insect come to a garage, then bust everywhere, they shoot people, people die, then destroy people things, they rape people.
Having previously heard stories of people attempting to cross the desert on foot to Libya, I had to ask these returnees by what means they got to Libya.
It's through the roads I got to Libya. From Lagos, I took a bus going to Katsina.
Then from Kano, they get to Niger or something like that. Yeah, from Niger to Agadez. Then from Agadez, you get to Libya.
What exactly prompted these ones to make the fatal move?
Right now, my mother, she's break firewood, sell it before she will see something eat. No money, no anything.
Actually, I'm a hostelist. So the person was like, this work you're doing here, when you get there, they should be paying me a little amount, like 500 Libya dinars. That was what she told me.
For me, I'm a welder. I even have my own shop, but I left Nigeria April last year because there was no light to do my business. People will give me job. People don't give you job. They don't patronize if you don't have a job.
I go there from house help. Let's go to Libya to go and get money to finish my studies, that's all.
Did they make the money?
I get it.
How much did you get?
I think I have nothing like that, 300,000.
But there are people that will just cash you and they collect all the money from you. There are a lot of bad guys there.
It's not all about poverty. It's not all about the fact that they don't have a future here. We know some cases where people have sold their business or sold their land and have left to go to Europe. It's about opportunity.
I wish that some parents, when we're doing these returns, they could come back to see some of these people, the way they have gone and come back, and hear some of their stories. Because when they do that, then they will be able to understand better.
After hearing all they went through, I had to ask if they would attempt to run away from Nigeria again.
No, I don't think that.
I just want to remain here. If I have any money, I will invest it in this country.
Experience, they say, is the best teacher. So, let's hear what these experienced returnees have to tell any Nigerian contemplating seeking greener pastures in Libya or anywhere else for that matter, especially illegally.
You should not go Libya. Libya is not good enough. Some people die for prison, throwing him.
Libya is not just good at all. It's not it's not just good. The suffering there is too much.
The point is for others to learn from their mistakes. You can make it in Nigeria. Stay put, okay? Ali Amadu is from Chibok in Borno State. Yes, Chibok, made popular by the infamous Boko Haram insurgents who until recently devastated the community. Now, when Ali Amadu was 3 years old, he fell victim to the attack and rubbed shoulders with death. Miraculously, he survived, but his life appears to have been turned inside out. Now 6 years old, Momso Damian Dati came across him and tells his story.
Whenever the name Chibok is mentioned, what comes to mind is the abduction of the schoolgirls. An incident that not only left behind trauma and anguish to the parents and relations of the girls, but also drew global attention and condemnation. Parents of the schoolgirls are not the only traumatized. In Chibok, after the Boko Haram attack, many others have unpleasant stories to tell. One of such families is that of Amadou Chibok, father of the then 3-year-old Ali. A week after the abduction of the schoolgirls, the insurgents returned to Chibok to cause further mayhem. Throwing Chibok into confusion, panic and pandemonium as the villagers ran helter-skelter. It was in that situation that Ali Amadou Chibok stripped off his pregnant mother's back and ran into the attackers. Two things happened. Ali was crippled and his mother lost the pregnancy. At least they survived and fled to IDP's camp. But for 3 years he remained rooted at home. No medication, no education. Somehow Ali's story became public, which led to this event.
A gentleman called Ayuba Alamson introduced us to this boy, Ali Amadou Chibok, saying they have similar circumstances, spinal conditions that have affected their movement. His sight is even affected.
And let's try and have Ali project to give him a better life. We took him to University of Medical Teaching Hospital. After various medical examinations, they found that he has like a fracture by the side of the spine. Luckily, the spine is not broken, he can still walk. But was the one that gave us a bill of $50,000 for the surgery, and he's going to be there for 3 months for more rehabilitation and therapy.
Ali now has a wheelchair to aid mobility, and the fundraising to seek further medication for the 6-year-old is turning his hopelessness to a potential bright future.
To others to support this wonderful man. Like I said, giving is not by the value of your wealth or investment. If you have 10 naira and from a very sincere heart you donate to Ali, God is going to prosper you.
Ali's case reflects the plight of many victims of insurgency and other conflicts that need the support of all.
Life can be better for Ali. We can make it better. Moving on, some say it is a community that never sleeps. During the day, it is vibrant with all kinds of people pursuing their means of livelihood. At night, it is equally vibrant with night crawlers and different business activities. Now, Annie Daniels loves to interact with people on the streets. When she observed the peculiar nature of Obalende, she went there to mingle with the people and enjoy their way of life. She gives us an insight in this report.
This is Obalende. It is located on Lagos Island, precisely in Etiosa local government area. Outside being home to several organizations and ethnic groups, Obalende is every Lagosian's delight.
I come from Ikoyi. But some things what I need for Ikoyi now, Obalende I come buy. I no get market for Ikoyi side.
There are so many joints where people go for relaxation after work. So it's one of the things that attracts people around and keep businessmen selling.
Yes, you heard right. There's no dull moment here. Traffic jam, music vendors, public bus conductors shouting. The list is endless. There are times during the day, however, when the roads are relatively free. Then, at close of work, wow, Obalende comes alive with various activities.
It's a very commercial area also. Everybody going back home, you are tired, you are probably a little bit hungry, so you want to get something on the way to just fill your stomach while you get into the bus.
And for these food vendors, business thrives.
Stay like 5 years.
Here?
Yes.
In this business?
Yes.
The delicacies are many, including rice, moi moi, bread, fried yam and plantain. And you know what? They are hot and fresh. The buyers not only relish these assortments of roadside food, but also eat them in different combinations.
I like moi moi and bread.
You will eat yam and akara with plantain and potatoes, like 200. Then with a turkey of 300 naira.
Where and how does he prepare these foods?
And they fry it at Obalende. You buy tomatoes and the onions, including pepper, that will make the stew to be sweet. Then including with the yam, plantain and akara.
What about the buyers? Do they appreciate these roadside sharp food, like I will call it?
Buy akara and potatoes, everything. If you mix it, 50 naira, 100 naira, you will be full.
2 3, 4 that is food. And their food is okay.
The different aromas of the varieties of food not only keeps one's appetite constantly wet, but also prompts them to buy takeaways. What's more interesting is that customers are permitted by the sellers to peep into the pot of food to pick and choose what they want. No doubt, Obalende is an exciting place to be any time of the day. Some say it is a community that is awake 24/7.
Points to note, Obalende never sleeps. What do you know? Insomnia has got stiff competition. Now, some say it's the effect of climate change, true, but people also contribute to the devastation. Blocked drainages and water channels caused by indiscriminate dumping of refuse, and in some cases, no drainages at all, play a negative role. The story of flooding across the nation is not new since the rains gathered momentum. Tales of people losing their property and lives to the floods abound. The question victims are asking is, what is the way out? This report by Kelvin Ogbechi reflects the experience in Asaba.
Weekend, Deltans and other residents are recounting their woes and losses as the torrential rainfall, which lasted several hours, sacked them from their abodes, businesses and offices. Man-hours were lost. A newborn baby almost paid the price with her life. The mother and child were guided out of the flooded building.
The face don't fall. You won't check the face, water don't cover everything. You won't pack your load, may wrong come as the water won't cover your picking. I carry a picking.
We need drains on this road. I know the government is doing the other road, Madonna College Road. This road is supposed to be a spur to the major road so that the drains can flow through, water can flow through. Because the drains have not been done, you can see that we are suffering. Look at this, in this house here. The water sacked the person from his own house.
Motorists and commuters, as well as Delta Broadcasting Service, were submerged. A notable fish farm in Asaba was also eroded. The residents say it's high time the government employ the services of a tested and trusted construction firm to give the capital city a drainage system.
We've lost close to more than 20 million naira to this flood because we have different clusters. In each cluster we have over 4,000 fishes to each individual.
The whole of our fish just got washed away with the flood. I can tell you authoritatively that we lost over 80% of what we have here.
If you watch towards a farm, you can see most of the ponds are empty. We don't have anybody to cry to.
The last quarterly media briefing, Governor Kowa gave a firm promise to end the problem in October this year. Whether the government will heed the advice of the people or go ahead with the plan it may have put on course, only time will tell.
Well, the feeling that is truly palpable is the residents' desire for an adequate drainage system in Asaba.
The rainy season can be less dreadful if we pay attention to our environment. Starts by clearing the drains. We can't stress that enough. It's a galore of celebrations in our social events page. Some special people graduated from school, some came together in a reunion, and so on and so forth. Stay on the line for the details while we take a break.
To my everyday radiance is that chocolate glow. It gives me confidence.
I've not made my hair.
Congratulations, girl. Here is chocolate for you.
Chocolate. I couldn't have asked for better.
Chocolate waves come in different styles and sizes. It's 100% human hair, long-lasting and affordable. I just upped my game with chocolate waves.
Sweet life, chocolate hair.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
Happier by Chivita. Burst of refreshment.
House of I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural fairness.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion with an innovative formula containing unique berry extracts to visibly lighten and care for your skin.
Hello. You must be here to pick up your sister. Mommy? Wow, you have the most beautiful glowing skin.
Now I have visibly fairer skin, making me feel younger.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion for visibly fairer skin. Nivea.
A little helping hand will go a long way to get your meals tasting really delicious. So season your cooking with Onga for that delicious taste and irresistible aroma that will get your loved ones looking forward to mealtimes.
From our wonderful family, meet our active triplets. Mixology, for example, mixes well with drinks. Then enjoy every quick meal with Slurp It Off. And everywhere you go, there is Go-Gurt. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good.
Welcome back. Students of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences of the Abuja State University, Uturu, have given awards to some of their distinguished lecturers and personalities for their excellent performance and immense contributions to the growth of the faculty. The Executive Director, Administration and Training of NTA, Dr. Steve Egbo, who was one of the awardees and former lecturer in the faculty, described the award as a welcome development. The Lights Njikonye reports.
The Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences of the Abia State University, Professor Julius Onwuka, said the event is to mark the 9th year anniversary of the faculty and also to recognize and appreciate some of their distinguished staff and friends. Julius further noted that the school will leverage on the program to sensitize their first-year students.
Our students are doing a ceremony today in which they intend to honor some people that have distinguished themselves in teaching and research, such as some of their professors and some other notable members of the public.
The Executive Director, Administration and Training of the Nigerian Television Authority, Dr. Steve Egbo, who was a lecturer in the faculty before his appointment, received 2 awards from the students, one for punctuality and another for diligence in service. Dr. Steve, who received the awards with great delight, commended the students and pointed out that greater part of his youth was put in for the welfare of the faculty and the students at large.
And I gave up the best of my youth.
The relationship between artists and land is one that will last in all eternity.
The highlights of the event featured the coronation of the executive director as a Bubeduke one of ABSU. It shall be well with you in all your endeavor, all through your pursuits. And the cutting of the anniversary cake of the faculty by the dignitaries present at the occasion.
Congrats to Dr. Steve Egbo for an honor well deserved. All students of the class of 77 and 78 of the School of Basic Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, converged on the University Hall to celebrate their alma mater. Jemima Shelling reports that the gathering avails them the opportunity to unwind and catch up on old times. Take a look.
It was like homecoming to these prominent individuals who graduated 40 years ago from School of Basic Studies and 36 years of graduation from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Delivering his address, President of the Association and Chief Executive Officer, Yalian Press, Yahaya Ali Amfani, said members of the association are pulling resources together to undertake viable projects in their alma mater and to support the less privileged in the society.
Thank Almighty Allah for giving us the grace to see to today of 40 years of our coming into Ahmadu Bello University in 1977-78 and 36th year of graduation from Ahmadu Bello University. It's a joyful day. I have personally met classmates I've not seen since SBS 40 years ago because they left for abroad and other institutions. And I met my classmate that graduated 36 years ago. We thank Almighty God, at least to depart and meet again. We might not have this opportunity again.
National President, ABU Alumni Association, Professor Ahmed Tijani Mora, applauded Basiko for their kind gesture, which he said the university is proud of. Other members of the association, which include Deputy Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, Suleiman Barrow, Minister of State Budget and Planning, Zainab Ahmed, and former Secretary General, Nigeria Labour Congress, Issa Aremu, and others were full of joy.
I'm very proud of this institution, apart from the fact that I come from Zaria myself. So I'm very, very proud to have graduated from this university, and I recall it is in this university that I learned some of the things that I'm now practicing.
It's a great reunion. Many of our classmates that we haven't seen for the past 40 years, some of them since we finished SBS, and some maybe later from 1981, but we met. It's a great day for me. I'm very happy. I'm pleased to meet quite a lot of them.
Reunion of Basico 77, 78 and the graduates of 1981 of ABU Zaria is a homecoming for me. Today I have seen friends, brothers and sisters that I have not seen for the past 40 years. So it is very exciting, and we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us long life and this opportunity to continue to be with each other and to support each other.
Happy homecoming, and I want to commend the authorities of this great institution for keeping the institution alive. And it shows that Africans are really building institutions.
Is that of a nostalgic feeling. 40 years ago, we are on the soil of ABU, and today we are now here to see how far the journey has been with us and with the institution.
Members of the association also visited Betori Home for Children with Autism and Zaria Orphanage, where they donated food items, toiletries, clothing, among other things.
Kudos to the old students. Still on celebration, in the presence of God and man, Chiamaka Nkiruka Ekezie and Adedapo Ayokunle Oredeni exchanged marital vows. They promised each other that theirs is a lifetime commitment, come rain or shine. This was at the solemnization of holy matrimony between them at the church in Abuja. Miriam Emeka Amadi reports.
Forever and ever until death do us part. I love you.
That was what brought together family, friends and members of Full Square Gospel Church
as one of their own, Chiamaka Nkiruka Ekezie was joined in holy matrimony to Adedapo Ayukunle Oredero. The host pastor, Reverend Babajide Olowodala, blessed the Bible and the ring, and the couple gave each other the ring as an identity of their wedding. All the ministers and parents of the couple joined the officiating pastor for corporate prayer over the newlywed. The guest preacher, Reverend Goodheart Obiekweme, said their union will be a blessing if they abide by God's laws.
Says the end of the matter is better than the beginning. That means yours will not be a part of the statistic of our day and age where there are breakages, where there are divorces, because yours certainly is being built upon the rock that is called Christ.
Having performed the solemnization, the venue shifted to a lavishly decorated hall in a serene environment of Gusabe, where the guests were treated to delicacies. The union of Chiamaka and Adedapo, people believe, is what Nigeria needs today to keep us united, as the couple came from different linguistic and geopolitical background, Igbo and Yoruba.
Pray for the blessing. We pray that God will use us as a family to leave a legacy, to do something, to leave a mark in this world, that we were here, that we did something, and we give all glory to God.
My parents didn't give me issues. Like, they just asked me, are you comfortable? And I'm like, yes. I wish for a very, very long-lasting marriage till forever, like never ending.
This cross-cultural wedding is telling us that the younger people believe in Nigeria. They want one Nigeria, and they want to reach out to those from other cultures. I pray, like I've seen many others succeed, their own will also succeed. It's beautiful. Igbo, Yoruba, in this setting, it will be a wonderful, wonderful, wedding indeed.
Family and friends wish them well.
Wish them excellent health, glorious wealth, riches and honor.
My prayer is that they will make God to be the center of everything that they do in their home.
It's good to have a good child. It's also good that you are happy that she brought in somebody you are also excited about.
I wish that they would extend greater heights more than we did.
In serving the Lord, that the Lord will bless them exceedingly.
The couple entertained the guests with their dancing artistry in company of family and friends. Cutting of cake, feeding each other, and bouquet toss added beauty to the wedding.
Congrats to the newlywed. God bless your home. Moving on to the next page, we'll tell you the story of some vicious men who violently dispossess people of their property and are now in police net. Stay on the line for this and more. We'll take another break.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
I'm downloading is on 95%. It's still on. Huh?
Introducing Airtel Unlimited Data Plans. Get unlimited 10 for 10,000 naira. Get unlimited 15 for 15,000 naira. And unlimited 20 for 20,000 naira. Unlimited data. Unlimited you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Can your milk do this?
Love is ball sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your cereals, smoothies, and variation of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
House of Chi.
Do you know the 125? McVitie's Digestive is celebrating 125 years by giving away millions of naira in cash and airtime in the 125 promo from the 1st of July to the 30th of September. Simply buy any of the McVitie's Digestive special promo packs, scratch the foil, and text the code to 55332, and you could be one of the lucky winners. Now, that's the 125. Keep buying, keep scratching, and keep winning. Approved by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. 4 packs, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, if it's not Indomie, don't call it Indomie. Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy a delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles. Tasty nutrition. Good for you.
Chivita Active Fruit Juice. Unique quality blend of 6 citrus fruit juices. Want to dance? Chivita Active. Be active. Do more. Get more out of life.
House of Chi.
Slow, madam. Harikuwa. Good. Carry on. Sit up. Akbar, now waiting be this. Hey, smart gun over here. Don't switch again. Everybody want make I put them on top. You remember AJ smart connect me when I charge 100 naira, then go give me 800 naira. You don't upgrade now. Every end of the month, then go give me back all my recharge. Why don't recharge? As that bonus from this one, no, we just jar out. That now over Jara back to sender. Over Jara back to sender. Mama, this is.
Buy an Airtel SIM and get back all your recharges as data bonus by month end on Smart Connect.
Hey! Alele.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Glad to have you back. The path they have chosen in life is to attack people violently and forcefully dispossess them of their belongings. They maim and sometimes kill their victims in the process. 3 separate gangs of such people terrorizing citizens in and around Lagos and Ogun states came face to face with the end of their profession when the police had enough of their atrocities and chased them into the net. Now in police net, everyone is breathing a sigh of relief while the culprits are singing like birds. Of how and why they became armed robbers, Ime Odori was there when the Zone 2 command of the Nigerian police paraded them in Lagos, and she compiled this report.
The culprits, numbering 17, reportedly made life a living hell for people who live in Lagos and Ogun states and plied the roads linking the 2 states. The oldest amongst them, who by any standard should be a grandfather, is 60 years old, while the youngest is 25. The first of the 3 gangs is made up of 6 men who specialize in highway robbery. They stepped into the police net at Orejebu in Ogun State. While attempting to sell a car, they snatched.
So I don't know anything. We did it. We collect Gary, we collect motor that carry from along Ejabode Road.
The second set are bank robbers. It was while on their way to rob a bank that 3 of them got caught in the police net.
They just tell us that there's money there. So that's how we are on our way going.
We know DSF. They go now, they arrest us.
Those who are allied members of the bank robbery gang were also rounded up. There are 4 in number, including a 60-year-old man who reportedly fabricates guns for the robbers and also buys and sells guns.
They informed me that he needs 1 gun for there's somebody, one honorable at Ibadan, asked him to look for a rifle for election. Agbede now call one retired soldier man. He now brought the AK-47 rifle. When we are negotiating about it, police now arrested us.
Some in this group claim to be innocent goldsmiths.
I never said they gun for persons. They only trap. They do trap. Cutlass.
The third gang of suspected armed robbers was rounded up following intelligence information. Someone blew the whistle on an ex-convict who was nursing a bullet wound. He led the police to his partners in crime.
This man, I carry me con here.
Okay. What's his name?
Shegun. They say that they fight for area. He can't sleep on my side. Now they can't catch up on my house.
AIG in charge of Zone 2, AIG Adamu Ibrahim, has directed that at the conclusion of the investigation, the suspects should be charged to court.
Confiscated at the time of their arrest were some of their tools of trade, including an AK-47 rifle, double-barrel gun, locally made pistol, and live cartridges. There were also some stolen items, including mobile phones, laptops, and cash. What most people cannot come to terms with is that these people, vicious and fearless on their terrain, turn to jellyfish when caught by the police or even a mob.
I just regret. I know if God sets me through this one, I know what I'll do.
Having done well by arresting these notorious people, the police still appeals to the general public not to hesitate to blow the whistle on anyone whose activities are suspicious.
Their cases will go to court and the law will take its course. On to the next. After 6 years of academic tutelage, it was time to send them forth to further studies. Their performances reveal that they did not disappoint any of their sponsors and teachers. Who are we talking about? Ime Odori was at the graduation ceremony, and we are proud as always to celebrate with this group of people with special needs.
They are the 2017 graduating class of Pacheli School for the Blind and Partially Sighted. Indeed, they are grateful to God for leading them through spiritual, physical, and academic discipline in the institution for 6 whole years. The songs on their lips, no doubt, are a reflection of their thankfulness. For 55 years, Pacheli School for the Blind and Partially Sighted Children has laid a strong foundation for special needs children with raw talents for achieving vocational skills and academic excellence. Having been nurtured, mentored and tutored under the watchful eyes of very caring and well-trained teachers to be independent. 21 of them were set to move to the next level of their lives. Their academic performance was excellent.
We went for a quiz competition with inclusive and special. Children came first. We got 100% in Lagos State examination.
They have known more about Braille, how to read and write. Even those that don't know how to read and write, they are creative.
The very high level they acquired in vocational skills was proudly exhibited in the work of their hands. Who would believe that these handicrafts were produced by students who are blind?
We call it shoebox. This is table mats. It's the children that designed this. I did not tell them what to do. I only direct, this is the line, this is pillar.
The children also showcased their talents in music, cultural dance, drama, comedy, and choreography. And as future newscasters, perhaps on the NTA, here is the news.
Welcome to Concerning You, right here on 90.4 FM station. I am Abuja present. First, the headline. It was a great joy for us, especially those that participated, because the Lord showed that there is ability in disability.
The students could see nothing but their dreams coming alive.
Our great teachers, we appreciate your efforts in helping to build our career. To the non-teaching staff, we send our kudos for your care and assistance towards our well-being. I wish to go to Janiki for secondary school. I wish to go to Unilag or Unibe for university. And I want to be a newscaster.
I say I'll be given the best foundation to fly from here.
They gave me the opportunity to actually showcase that talent. So I'm going to miss them and most of my classmates.
As an expression of appreciation, the school gave the students parting gifts.
Those children are always doing special things. Congrats to the graduates. Now, fear is a feeling that people have when they are frightened. Sometimes people are frightened of what they perceive may happen to them or their loved one. In this case, they live in perpetual fear of the unknown. It is natural for people to have fear of one thing or the other, but we ask, is it unhealthy to be in a constant state of fear? What are the implications? Ime Odori, who says she will not be overwhelmed by fear, sought other people's take on the subject and compiled this report.
The English dictionary defines fear as an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger or pain. It is also described as something that causes anxiety. Dr. Uzo Israel is a clinical psychologist.
Fear is considered an instinct or a primitive emotion by some theorists. A primitive emotion in that one is born with the ability to fear. That is the impression that creates. So it is both a physiological mechanism and a psychological one.
We may have heard or seen people express their fears for the unknown. This primitive feeling, according to psychologists, has many components, ranging from physiological to biological and psychological. Fear, they say, can be exhibited by an individual as irrational and, in some cases, irrational expressions. This determines whether or not it is healthy for one to fear. But why do people fear, and what is it that they fear most?
I fear because I don't know what may happen.
I'm afraid of how my tomorrow will be.
I don't like darkness. I fear for spiritual things a lot. I have fears of losing those I love.
Is it possible that there are people who do not express fear in any way?
I don't fear.
Can this be true? And why is it so?
It's a part of the brain that when it's damaged, people may not experience fear. And so they can get into avoidable danger.
Do the things people fear most ever manifest?
No. It does not manifest.
Yes, it does.
A lot of time.
What do the holy books say about fear?
God is saying, fear not. And it's in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, the Bible says, for I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of love of power and of a sound mind.
Quran chapter 2 verse 3, Allah says, Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaib. Those who believe in what you are not seeing. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaib wa yutuna zakat, and they are giving from what Allah give them. Ulaika humul muflihun. Those are on the right path.
The psychologist says fear can lead a person to do unimaginable things.
It can hinder people from fully living their lives or exploring their full potentials. So fear has different consequences for different people. In some people, it can lead to insomnia. They don't sleep well at night.
When this red light comes on, what should the person do?
Breathing exercises, that's one of them. Relaxation exercises like deep muscle relaxation. These are also some of the ways by which we can, take care of them. And then we have what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. These are professional ways by which fear can also be handled.
It is true that one cannot totally conquer fear. But when one is confronted with it, he should try to control the situation surrounding it to avoid damages.
In addition, if the fear is unhealthy, check it before it ruins your mind and invariably your life. We will not round off without stepping down for the last break, after which we'll come back and tell you what next. Stay on the line.
We unite. We defy. We hope. We dream. We play. We are fire in our hearts. We are made of black.
Achievers always believe in 100%. Breakfast isn't complete without Chivita 100% fruit juice. Made from real natural fruits with no added sugar. So to be at your best, start every day the Chivita 100% way. With 100% quality, 100% commitment, 100% goodness, 100% achievement. Start your day the Chivita 100% way.
We rise. We unite. We create. We are passion. We are belief. We are fire in our hearts. We are made of black.
It's been 10 years since Madam Victoria Heredia passed on. Another year has gone by without a memorial service in her honor. Her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, family members and associates gathered again this year to keep her memory alive. She was the mother of former Director General of the NTA, Dr. Tony Heredia. And of course, the NTA family was well represented, as we hear from Agatha Egwariuju.
The memorial ceremony began with a mass at the Holy Cross Cathedral in Benin. The officiating priest, Very Reverend Father Idahosa Madasun, tasked parents and guardians on proper upbringing of their children and wards. He adds that they stand to benefit even after death because they will never be forgotten. Children, family members and their associates thanked God for the life of Madam Heredia and for keeping them alive 10 years after her death. At the graveside, prayers were offered for her soul to continue to rest in peace. The NTA family, represented by the Zonal Director, Benin Network Center, Pauline Igbano, management staff, and the retired Director of Administration, Mrs. Owo Igbinedion, stayed all through the ceremony to identify with their former DG, Dr. Tony Heredia. Though she died at the age of 97, children of Madam Victoria Heredia still wish she had lived longer.
We can't forget her. It's not possible. She made us what we are.
I still miss her 10 years after. I will pray for God to continue to protect her wherever she is.
What she went through taking care of us. Our father was just alive when we were in school, but she stood for us. trained us, the four of us, or every one of us, up to master's level before she left us.
Other family members also had fond memories of her.
She was such an auntie who was always worried about the well-being of all the siblings, the nieces and the nephews.
Her children say they look forward to more years of unity, prosperity and love for each other to continue to celebrate their mother because of her sacrifices that made them responsible people.
May her gentle soul continue to rest in perfect peace. Amen. And it is on this note that Newsline closes shop tonight. It was quite an interesting time out with you. Next week, the package will be more bumper. Stay on the line till then. For now, good night and God bless Nigeria.
Our programs are getting better and fresher. And it's because we are thinking about you. NTA, it's all about you.